And a special Andrew Lessman edition, a late breaking today's special. We do this once a year and once a year only. I think the bottom line is this: if you want smoother skin, less lined skin, glowy skin, radiant skin, this is actually nature's little secret. It's an internal moisturizer, a way for you to look younger and also protect your skin at the same time. We are already ahead of expectations, Andrew.
I was in the green room showing everybody next year we'll have, that's what shows what a long process it is. We have samples of a tinted version of our sunscreen.
Oh, no kidding.
Which we matched the perfect tint that they say out in the cosmetic community is. So that'll be coming next year.
Nice.
And of course it has all the great features of our standard sunscreen. So everybody was raving about it.
By the way, this is Andrew Lessman.
Yes.
For over 4 decades, he has been responsible.
That's what I've been told.
Yeah. He is here.
For 4 decades,
For
yes.
4 decades, he has been creating the world's finest vitamins. And I will say we are way ahead of expected and anticipated demand on our today's special. Once a year only. Actually, you did this one other time, and it's sold out early.
It's sold out early, and we're way ahead. I think we try to predict based upon last year, and because we make everything, we have the capacity to catch up. We have the ability to make some extra capsules, but not as many as we're going to need. We're going to shorten our presentations for the rest of the day, just now and this evening, because I think we're about 30 or 40% ahead of where we were last year. And I think the main reason we are is because of the 360 capsule supply. What was a pleasant surprise, because we projected higher volumes this year versus last year, everything became more efficient. From the ability to get the raw material costing us less, from the ability to encapsulate it. And when you encapsulate and do things in larger volumes, all of the laboratory assays, all of the costs associated with that production go down dramatically. So we were able to do this much more efficiently. And I've gotten questions, why is ours only 1 capsule? It's 1 capsule because to follow the clinical science and the research, when you use the best material, it's 1 capsule. So the clinical studies, the clinical research, the quotes straight out of those research when they talk about all the measures they're looking at in terms of skin quality, not just on our face, but across our entire body. When they look at those qualities, they're looking at smoothness, they're looking at roughness, they're looking at wrinkling, they're looking at plumpness, they're looking at all of those changes. And to quote the research, all of the measures improved. So we simply took that exciting research, took the formula as they used it, the levels they used, and that's what we're providing today. Just a single capsule. So this formula that, we didn't have to go back very far when this formula was over $1 a capsule. And still an incredible product, this same incredible product it is today, but now in the large size, it's basically 40 cents a capsule. So we've made it much more affordable. I'm hoping that next year, sometime next year when we do a Today Special, that it would be at least a year away, that it will be even more affordable. That's my goal always with my most popular products, is to use their popularity as an opportunity for us to make them more efficiently, to purchase raw materials more efficiently, and to give you a better value.
Oh, and speaking of which, to Andrew's point, this is the biggest beauty bargain on the planet. I mean, that 360, which by the way was by your request, first and only time he's ever done that, best savings of the year certainly. Overwhelmingly, we are seeing most of us select that 360, so at a 1 capsule a day, that becomes almost a year's supply. So you can choose the 30, 60, 120, 240, or 360. Most of us are gravitating in here, and boy, you want to talk about whopping savings, because this is ordinarily a very expensive product to produce. $130 savings. It's about 40 cents a day. When you think about how much money we spend on our beauty creams and serums and moisturizers, when we say the biggest beauty bargain out there, absolutely. Because remember, this goes to work from the inside out. So 30-day return policies, 30-day money-back guarantee. On that 360 cap, you're looking at a little over $31 on your credit card. We pay to send it to you. Andrew Lessman is only here a couple times a year, and we wait for this. So you read those reviews, they read like love letters. And like Andrew said, it's not just, radiant, glowy skin, it's the skin all over our body.
And what's interesting, you'll see skincare products that are called ceramides. It's in the name. And it's fascinating. Or you could just walk down in a grocery store. You'll see very, moisturizers that talk about the ceramide content in the product. And that's exciting for me because it talks about an ingredient that's very important. In fact, It's the central ingredient to the skin's moisture retaining system. And we should understand, we focus on moisture retention for the beauty of our skin. Moisture retention is all about survival, because our skin, the surface area of our skin is enormous. And what that surface area represents is an opportunity for us to lose all the moisture in our body. So without ceramides, without a system that was carefully designed to protect and preserve the moisture we have, we die. So it's all about survival, this ceramide-based system for moisture retention. But again, we now focus on it in terms of beauty. But ceramides you put on the outside of your body do not have the function that ceramides have inside your skin. The ceramides you put on the outside of your body, these sphingolipids, they're large molecules. They are not penetrating into the skin, into the most important layers of the skin, the stratum corneum, where they have their effect, where they deliver their benefits, where they protect us from moisture loss, and in so doing, beautify our skin. By keeping our skin more moisturized, more plump, the skin retains its resiliency. In fact, if you look at skin that's damaged, dry, rough, invariably, you're looking at skin that has compromised levels of ceramides. If you look at skin that has compromised levels of ceramides, you're looking at skin invariably that's damaged, rough, irritated. So ceramides are a critical part of healthy skin, healthy, stable, balanced skin that's not rough or dry. And when I originally spoke about this product, because the research on skin wrinkling was so exciting and most people focus on that on their face, that's what I really focused on. What the reviews on this product focus on is the rough, dry skin that has been changed or transformed throughout their body, whether it might be their elbows, whether it might be their hands that they find are dry and unattractive, whatever it might be, their heels, their feet, the soles of their feet. So this is a product that doesn't discriminate. Phytoceramides are a critical part of the moisture retaining system of every cell in our body. A most critical part of the moisture retaining system of our skin, because that's what preserves the vital moisture that we are made of. We are principally water. And the only thing the outside world wants to do, it wants to take our water. If you leave water in a glass, it will evaporate. If you have a sponge that could be really richly, a sponge that's rich and holding on to a tremendous amount of water, within a matter of hours or a day or two, depending on the ambient humidity, it's going to all evaporate. The same thing happens to our body, and it's a battle for our survival. Today it's a battle for our beauty. So ceramides are that critical ingredient that's slathering them on the outside of your body, just like slathering oils on the outside of your body, doesn't really change the moisture retaining capacity of the skin. That's happening on a deeper level. It could seal in the moisture in your skin when you use oils, but again, that could affect the skin's ability to really breathe and protect itself. So once again, ceramides on the outside of your body, an interesting and exciting ingredient for people to talk about with their products. But if you want to deliver a true benefit from ceramides, they have to be ingested. And also, other clinical studies, what they do, it's kind of fascinating. They label ceramides, meaning that they use an isotope of something that they can detect. So when they use an isotope, which means it's an atom that has a different molecular weight or atomic weight, and that atomic weight allows them, its behavior allows them to detect it later. So they use ceramides that have been transformed in that way, and they do that why? So when someone ingests those ceramides in a laboratory, they could actually see what those ceramides do. Those ceramides might be wonderful, but if they pass right through your body and don't get incorporated into your skin, what good? So this is one of the most important steps in a scientific method to show absolute unequivocal evidence that ceramides, when ingested, go into the skin where they deliver benefits. And that's exactly what they did in the research. And then, of course, the most recent studies show, and that's for the last several years, show that ceramides in double-blind clinical studies, and I explained what double-blind means, that neither the people in the study, the subjects, nor the researchers, no one knows what anyone's getting. People are swallowing these pills. They don't know if they're ceramides. They don't know if they're just water. They don't know until the end of the research, when someone independently compiles all the notes and determines what everyone was getting. And these double-blind clinical studies, they have no bias, no prejudice, and they've shown, once again, that phytoceramides improve all of those factors that are determinative of the quality and the beauty of our skin.
You know what I love about that, though? Because beauty is, in large measure, subjective, right? It's like, oh, you know, I thought my hair was prettier. I thought my hair was longer. I thought, you know, the color looked better. But this is science.
In a laboratory, when they have specific measures, when they're measuring roughness of skin, smoothness of skin, radiance, reflectivity of skin, when they're looking at all these things, these are objective measures. Even better, the people measuring it, they don't know if that person took ceramides or not. And even better, the person who took the ceramides or not, they don't know either.
That's amazing.
So it's only at the very end when you compare the notes and the researchers go, wow, this didn't work, or wow, in this case, it really did deliver. And it's not a surprise, because the science had already proven that ceramides are a critical part of moisture retention. Lower ceramide levels as we age, we see the measures in our skin's appearance change, and not for the better. And higher ceramide levels are associated with positive change. And we know those ceramides are incorporated into the skin when we ingest them. And unfortunately, there's no good dietary source of ceramides. The best are sort of nuts and seeds. And certainly these are derived from wheat, but these are completely gluten-free. And again, this is the specific ingredient that was specifically used in the research, in the clinical studies, and that's how we designed the formula, was based upon, if the research is exciting, that's the basis of a formula. We would never second guess the research. That's the basis of how the blueprint for our formula.
Absolutely, following Mother Nature's blueprint. Yes. So I know we are very busy. The thing is, we are way ahead of anticipated or expected demands by this time. Remember last year, this sold out early. I know Andrew's going to be abbreviating the airings as we move forward, because Colleen has the last show coming up at 8 o'clock. If you are new, welcome into the world of Andrew Lessman and your vitamins. For over 4 decades, he has been making the world's finest vitamins. It's funny because when something becomes very popular, then people kind of hop on the bandwagon. Andrew was talking about this. He did it over 5 years ago. It's still one of the newer elements in his line, but as per everything he does, it's a customer pick. We do a 30-day return, so you've got 30 days to prove us wrong. We pay to send it to you. You just pick your size of choice. We've got our 30, 60, 120, 240, or 360. Even on some of what we would call the more introductory sizes, we're seeing some significant savings. But here's where it really gets overwhelming, and that's one of the reasons we are just way ahead of anticipated demand. Most of us are gravitating toward the 240 or the 360. As always, free shipping, 30-day return policy. New shoppers, what a wonderful way to hop in and see what Andrew does. Andrew delivers that Andrew Lessman difference. On that 240 cap size, you're looking at less than $30 on your credit card flex pay. 360, it's a little over $31 with a 30-day return policy. And whether it's vanity prevails, or if you're someone like me, I told Andrew last night, because I'm in the kitchen a lot, I'm using hand sanitizer. I'm washing my hands a lot. And I actually noticed a difference on my hands and even my elbows and knees, even as much as my face.
No, I mentioned a friend of mine who's a physician constantly washes their hands. They do that between patients, and of course that causes dry skin, and especially some of the alcohol sanitizers dry out our skin even more. So it's a product that it was not something I thought of immediately, but eventually I did think of it, did make the recommendation, and it makes a profound difference. When you read the reviews on this product, that's what you often see. And initially, I was a little concerned because, and hopefully next year, we're going to move to a 60-day money-back guarantee on everything. Hopefully we'll do that next year, because this is one of those products that I'd say 80, 90% of the time at least you'll see the benefits within 30 days, and mostly in a couple of weeks, in a week or two. But sometimes it takes a little bit longer, so I was a little concerned. Nevertheless, the reviews on the product are amazing. In fact, why don't we read a couple of the reviews? I didn't read many last night.
Perfect.
But the reviews, and then I'll go into the science. I've been discussing the science. It's always good to see the quotes in black and white, but works for me. It's only been a couple of weeks of taking this, and I already find my feet, again, we focus on more than just our face, with our feet to be less dry, which was a very big problem. Moisturizing from the inside out is the smartest thing versus creams and potions. Like all supplements, they work from the inside out. My gratitude, Andrew, and my facial skin is showing youth again, which my friends have commented on. Soft skin. I've only used these vitamins for 3 days now, and I could already tell the difference. My skin is soft and feels like it has more moisture to it. I suffer from dry mouth, and it's helping with that too. Thank you so much, Andrew. Outstanding product. This product has made my skin so very soft. My moisturizers work even better when taking this.
Good point.
Fast results within days.
Good point.
Glowing in 3 days. Within 3 days, my skin had a glow. For the first time in years since entering into menopause, my skin felt moisturized and dewy in the morning. I feel the moisturizers I use are working better and not just getting washed off. Not just the skin on my face either. The skin on my entire body feels more moisturized. I can see the look of crepiness on my legs and arms lessening. I'm going back to order the big bottle. Andrew Lessman, you are a... I never saw a steely-eyed missile.
that. That's awesome. That's actually one of my favorite movies. Oh, that's funny.
That's very
You
funny.
are a steely-eyed missile man.
Okay, let's get back to the reviews here.
Focus.
We'll forget that ever happened.
Okay.
I look better and I feel better, glowing. A dear friend recommended these supplements. I was taken aback by the cost, and we've lowered the price, and this is the lowest price they've ever been.
Yeah.
But it's an ingredient that unfortunately is expensive. Over the last 5 years since we initially introduced it, maybe a little more. The price has come down substantially, and I'm hoping that next year's Today Special will be even better than this one.
Yeah.
I was taken aback by the cost. I thought about the cost of creams, so I bought some to see what would happen. I'm 46, ex-suntan lady, drank alcohol, and smoked. I do exercise, eat well, and meditate. My skin improved within the first week. I'm very happy that these supplements are available. I noticed a difference in my skin almost immediately. I'm thankful that the aging process can be wonderful, worth the money. No dry skin. I never write reviews. I noticed that my dry skin and my dry eyes have improved significantly since I started taking this product. The dry skin on my heels has improved too. I can only attribute the improvement in my skin to this product. I highly recommend. I'm 66 years old. You'll get compliments on your skin. In 1 month's time, the results are huge. I'm getting regular compliments on my skin and love it. My heels have improved for the first time in my adult life. I'm amazed. After recent weight loss in my mid-50s, my skin wasn't keeping up and beginning to crepe. I'm too young for that. Not anymore. It is getting more youthful and plump by the day. I'm hooked for life. I take only your supplements, and this is now a favorite.
Nice.
Thanks, Andrew.
That's nice.
Part of the beauty trifecta. After a lifetime of dry, rough, thick skin, I have now found the products that have nearly completely reversed this in less than 4 months. The phytoceramides, marine collagen peptides, and healthy hair, skin, and nails are what I refer to as my beauty trifecta. Not inexpensive, but I figure it's a trade-off for the body lotions I no longer need. Beauty really does come from within, and now my baby soft skin is the proof. Another winner, Andrew.
That's nice.
Liquid gold for the skin. We'll do a couple more. I use many of Andrew's products and love them all, but this product, oh my gosh, it is liquid gold for the skin. Having had dry skin all my life, the instant difference this product made really surprised me. I started noticing a difference, especially on the heels of my feet. And the heels and the elbows, these are like sort of the objective little, sort of the canary in the coal mine.
Yeah.
That's the sensitive area that we don't expect, because especially in our feet and our lower extremities, that skin heals and repairs itself so slowly.
True.
So to see a difference really demonstrates how effectively this is delivered. Sorry, cosmetic companies, even the most expensive creams did not do for me what this product does, and it works quickly. Girls and guys, this product works wonders for dry skin. Buy the large bottle, you won't regret it. Today I bought my second bottle of the 240 caps, and now we have a 360 cap that is $40 less expensive than the 240 cap normally. So we've really done something special for this Today Special. Andrew, please have more specials on this product and offer a larger size. Well, there you go.
There you go.
This product is truly liquid gold for the skin. Thanks, Andrew, for another home run. Another amazing product. I cannot believe the difference in my skin. I've been taking this for 4 months, and the wrinkles on both sides of my mouth have improved. That's what they typically look at in the research, the mouth, the nose, and the eyes.
Right.
My skin looks better, my makeup looks better, even my neck looks better. I get compliments on my skin all the time. I look better now at 58 than I did 10 years ago. I wish I would have taken a before picture so I could show people how great this product is. Excellent product. I've been using this product since July, and I've noticed my wrinkles around my mouth and eyes are much improved. I'm 56 years old, and I will keep ordering this wonderful product. Andrew's supplements are the best. Fountain of Youth has been found, and there are hundreds upon hundreds of reviews. I have only been taking phytoceramides twice a day. Only one capsule is all you need. The thing that I noticed immediately was that my very dry skin suddenly became much softer. The thing that shocked me, I went to see my aunt and uncle yesterday afternoon, and for the first 10 minutes, my aunt kept just asking me what I've done for my skin, telling me how beautiful my skin looks, how it glows. I've been taking healthy hair, skin, and nails, but never received the kind of compliments that I received yesterday. Bravo from Tawaka in South Carolina.
Nice.
One more. This product is amazing. Within the first couple of weeks, I noticed a huge difference in my skin. The skin on my face felt softer and it looked smoother. My moisturizers were working well before, but not this well. I don't even have to wear a lot of makeup during the hot days, and my skin looks great. Someone younger than me asked me what I'm doing because my skin looks better than hers. She said, I just told her that I sleep well. Wink, wink. This is going to be my beauty secret. Thanks to Andrew from Arlene in Colorado. I guess there was one more. Best skin product on my shelf. I take Andrew's phytoceramides. It is the best product you can find for your skin. Beautiful skin is like beautiful people. It comes from the inside.
It does.
I found that slathering expensive products on my skin was not really improving my skin's health. I take this every day along with Andrew's healthy hair, skin, and nails and marine collagen peptides. When I added Andrew's phytoceramides daily, my skin really improved. Try it. And what's funny, the other day I was at my mom's, I mentioned, and she showed me the moisturizer. She used a small little thing of the moisturizer. It's almost as expensive as that 1-year supply of phytoceramides. But the first 30 ingredients, and she thought it was all natural, first 30, 40 ingredients were all chemicals that even I struggled to pronounce the chemical names of those substances. So again, what we spend on moisturizers and other products, this delivers more life to those products, but it's also the most sensible, rational, logical approach to skin moisture, because we really aren't moisturizing on the outside. We're simply trying to give the appearance of moisture, generally with oils that give a shiny appearance. But if you truly want to moisturize, it's all about delivering the tools to the moisturizing system within your skin. Because if you put these ingredients, as great as they are, as much as the science supports them, you put them on the outside of your skin, they don't deliver a moisturizing benefit. As important as ceramides are, they only deliver that benefit internally.
And universally, too. I mean, first of all, those reviews read like love letters. And many of them were talking about the kind of things that I was talking about, where I noticed on my hands, on my knees, on my heels. And that's just it. A lot of those reviewers in their 40s, in their 50s, in their 70s, in their 60s, men or women. You know, Andrew takes this product. So I guess I always feel like things in life are guided. You're watching this show for a reason. This would be a perfect place to put your toe in the water. I have to say, Andrew is not only synonymous with incredible world-class products, he does it in a way that follows Mother Nature's blueprint. If there was ever a day you want smoother skin, you want more moisturized skin all over your body from the inside out, you want to use maybe fewer of your creams, fewer of your beauty products, then this is a perfect way to augment what you're doing. But it's really going to the source of the matter. So remember, you just choose your size of choice. You've got significant savings on any one of the sizes, from the 30, the 60, the 120, 240, or 360. But remember, where most of us are gravitating are the 240 and the 360 for a lot of reasons. This sold out early last year. Andrew's only done it one other time. The 360 is new, and that's basically a year's worth of beauty from the inside out. That's like 40 cents a day. So any size of choice, 30-day return policy, free shipping, flex pay on that 240, you're looking at less than $30, a little over $30 on the 360.
To give you an idea of the savings, and these prices have come down since we introduced it.
Huge.
But even the HSN price on the 30, certainly a Try Me, that's about $1.30 a capsule. It used to be higher.
Yeah.
So when you look at the savings on the 360, which is a brand new size that we're just doing for the Today Special, because of this larger production we get to do once a year, that's 40 cents a capsule. So you're actually saving more than 2/3 off the 30 capsule count. And that's what we also always try to do. we try to make our largest sizes super affordable. In fact, on many of our products, you could look at our larger sizes and the cost per dose and look at a really bad product on the internet, and our cost per dose will be less. And what's also great about it, not just are they economically better, but it's environmentally, ecologically better. Nowadays, we get so many things delivered.
True.
I think of all the shipments we get to our house nowadays, and certainly think we don't have to make trips to the store, but every time something comes to our house, it's a delivery. And the typical vitamin bought on the internet is a 30-day supply. So a 30-day supply, that means if we're taking it for a year, that's 12 deliveries. If we take a half a dozen products, it could be 60, 70 deliveries.
True.
Because we also know from a lot of those big internet service companies, they send separate boxes for everything. They don't all come together. So what we really try to do, that large size, not only does it save you, and it's the lowest price ever on this ingredient, it's the same ingredient from the science and the research at the same levels, but it also eliminates, versus a 30-day supply, it eliminates 12 bottles, 12 labels, 12 caps, 12 deliveries. So it's just what I say, it's just not economical, it's ecological. So it's logical in both senses. So hopefully, not only do you realize that you pat yourself on the back, because not only is that a tremendous savings off of the original cost of this material and for the original material as it's used in all the science, but it's also an opportunity to do something intelligent for our planet, because whether we realize it or not, our planet is going to let us know what we've been doing wrong for the last century or so. And it's just a question of us making little changes, little intelligent changes that really don't inconvenience us. And in terms of this product, certainly is justified economically. If we value the hard-earned money, then our large sizes are designed to validate that hard-earned money and also be respectful to the planet.
You know, I just realized, because I got so excited about the savings, the addition of biotin. I hadn't even mentioned that.
And what we've done with biotin here, most everyone takes our healthy hair, skin, and nails. So what we do here is we just add a foundational level of biotin. If you don't take our healthy hair, skin, and nails, then the 500 micrograms of biotin is very meaningful.
It is.
A typical multivitamin gives you 30 micrograms. Mine provides 300 micrograms. So again, the 500 micrograms, actually some of them 500 micrograms. So that's a serious, significant level of biotin. In fact, with our healthy hair, skin, and nails, if you take the phytoceramides, it might enable you to only take one capsule a day, because then with our Today Special of healthy hair, skin, and nails, you get 2,500 per capsule, you get to 3,000.
You do.
So it just makes this product make even more sense, because biotin is so critical to these tissues. We wanted to make sure that everyone got that foundational, meaningful level of biotin to ensure you get the best results, which is also why folks who take nothing other than this product, they're also writing reviews saying their hair is growing better, their nails are growing better.
True.
And certainly ceramides are an integral part of hair as well as nails, because part of what gives our nails their shine and luster is the manner in which our body's ability to incorporate fatty acids into their structure, including sphingolipids like ceramides. But the providing of biotin just makes it a more logical, sensible product in terms of moisturizing our skin.
Well, I know we are very busy, and welcome into the world of Andrew Lessman. I mean, we see you there. If you're new, remember, what a wonderful place, what a wonderful platform to try the Andrew Lessman difference, because if nothing else, certainly the science should speak to you, but vanity alone, if that prevails, and the fact that the skin all over your body, from your hands to your knees to your elbows to obviously your face. We were talking about the look of wrinkles, especially around the eye and around the mouth area. So even if the science doesn't speak to you, then maybe vanity will. 30-day return policy, flex pay available. Like I said, we are way, way, way ahead of anticipated demand. So just use that information for what you will. Andrew's going to abbreviate next hour's airing, just, you know, in a modicum of conscience to try to reserve what they can for that last show with Colleen. But remember, you just choose your size of choice. Even some of the introductory sizes have significant savings, the 30, 60, 120. Here's where it gets even better, though, if that's possible. The 240 is normally where we would tap out in terms of available capsules. First time ever by customer request, the 360. So talk about a beauty bargain. That's about a year's supply. And that, even at the regular HSN price, Andrew, though, when you consider that this is working from the inside out, it's still the biggest beauty value on the planet.
And what's interesting, even though we introduced this product a number of years ago, I didn't feature it that much because
it's true.
I struggled talking about a product that was very expensive. And initially, it was very, very expensive. Gradually, we've been able to improve the price. Certainly with this Today Special, we've taken it to an all-new level. So at the large size, at 40 cents a capsule, that's a bargain for these ingredients. And as I said, I hope that when I'm here in a year doing the Today Special in June of next year, that I'm going to be talking about an even better price. So that's my goal. That's what I always try to do, to improve the efficacy of the formulas and make them even more economical. But I was just going to read, I just grabbed some reviews off a stack before, and the one that was left behind, I just noticed I saw shocked. So it was like,
wait a minute.
That's a good headline. So I just thought I'd read this one. Then I have some science underneath that I want to read, because the science on this is compelling. Shocked. I'm a very discriminating consumer, and I read reviews carefully. I waffled on buying this product primarily due to the cost, but was also struggling with dry skin and have been for years. It's an aging thing. We're all aging, and skin is going to be drier as we age and more challenged. I'm 64. Well, I purchased this product, and quite literally, I am shocked at the results. I noticed changes starting after 3 days of use, which was also shocking. My skin, including my lips, are noticeably smoother and softer, obviously holding moisture better. The difference really is quite amazing. The best thing I can tell you is that I just ordered a second bottle of 240 capsules. I don't want to be without this product. It is, for me, quite amazing. And how often do people write shocked and amazing? I think the word amazing is probably used 100 times, but this is from the archives of the dermatological research. These lipids, ceramides, the ingredients we're talking about, form multilamellar sheets within the intercellular spaces of the stratum corneum. They organize themselves in a way specifically intended to retain moisture. These layers protect the moisture and retain the moisture in our skin, the organization of which are essential in maintaining the functionality of the skin as an effective barrier to water loss. And the degree to which our skin functions as an effective barrier to water loss, that's skin that looks better, that looks healthier, that has greater moisture retention. From the same medical journal, in addition, they also play an important role in determining the mechanical, the cohesive, and desquamatory properties of the stratum corneum, and therefore have a key role in skin physiology. Basically, you can't have healthy skin without adequate levels and adequate functionality from your ceramides. Depletions in lipid levels as a result of environmental challenges can lead to disturbances in skin function. Changes in stratum corneum lipid levels, and again, the most important layer of the skin in terms of its health, beauty, and function. But changes in stratum corneum lipid levels have been linked with aberrant skin conditions such as xerosis, which is dry skin, and decreases in the ceramide levels of the stratum corneum have been proposed as a possible etiological factor. Etiological means causative factor, so etiology is a cause. Etiological factor in atopic dermatitis, which most of us, as we get older, we all experience dermatitis, irritated skin.
You bet.
Bioscience, Biotechnology, and Biochemistry, another journal. Dietary ceramides improve the skin barrier function. Bottom line, that's their role. These results suggest that an oral administration of ceramides improved the skin barrier function by upregulating genes. So not only did it serve a role in terms of a structural role, but it also stimulated the process of the healthy process on the skin maintaining its own barrier function. Ceramides also serve to maintain the mammalian skin barrier function through their role as intracellular lipids. So whether it's our dog or cat, ceramides are also indispensable to them in terms of their skin moisture. And there's a lot of research talking about the benefits when dogs or cats have skin inflammation or irritation issues. Talk to your veterinarian first, but it's just a natural ingredient. Journal of Korean Medical Science. And by the way, Korea, it's hard to think of a country that's more serious about skincare than Korea.
It's true.
So many of the large French companies that make all the most expensive cosmetics, Korea is one of their biggest markets. The fundamental function of the epidermis is the provision of an efficient barrier against water loss through the skin. And that water loss isn't just about survival as it was thousands of years ago. Today, it's about the beauty of our skin and wrinkling of our skin. The intercellular lipid lamella is composed predominantly of ceramides, cholesterol, and fatty acids, mostly ceramides. Ceramides are the main lipids of the stratum corneum. And ceramide-rich intercellular lipid lamella are thought to be of particular importance in maintaining the structural integrity of epidermal barrier. I don't think it's thought to be, it's absolutely been concluded as. Depletion of ceramides in the stratum corneum has been suggested as an etiological factor for dryness and barrier disruption, skin conditions such as atopic dermatitis, and essential fatty acid deficiency, wrinkling of the skin, etc.
See, that's just it. Even if the science weren't compelling enough, which obviously it is, the savings are significant. That's why we are overwhelmingly ahead of anticipated demand for this. I think for a lot of us out there, if you struggle with dry skin on your hands in particular like I do, one of the reviewers even commented on it. If you have dry skin is older looking skin, but a lot of times it's actually uncomfortable. And you know that as well. So all you do is pick your size of choice, 30, 60, 120, 240, or 360. Remember, 30-day returns, money-back guarantee, free shipping. Remember, it will be an abbreviated presentation next hour, and that's in large part because of you. Thank you, because I know you've been learning and listening, and the savings speak for themselves, but just to try to maintain the inventory for that last presentation at 8, we will do an abbreviated airing next hour. So hopefully you're grabbing yours. Remember that flex pay, $31 on the 360, less than $30 on the 260.
We are way, way, way ahead of ourselves.
Yes.
The quantity we expected to go through for the entire day will be close to that quantity before we go on this evening at 8 p.m. So hopefully it will be running out. We're going to only do a shortened presentation at the end of the next hour, and then we'll just do brief presentations this evening with Cully.
Okay, absolutely. So thank you again. We are approaching that 17,000 mark.
It's for me, it's exciting to continue to make a product. It reminds me, I'm dating myself, but 35 years ago with CoQ10, our prices on CoQ10 today are 10%.
Are they really?
10%. So basically a 90% discount, 80, 90% discount, depending on the formula, for the prices of CoQ10. So it was something that I always worked very hard to accomplish, and we're going to try to accomplish that here. That this started as I said last night, the word I used was a ridiculously expensive product. Now it's simply an expensive product, and the 360 count is a fraction of the price that the original, say, 30 or 60 counts were, so per capsule. So we're going to continue to make our best efforts to do that with all our products.
Absolutely.
And of course, that's our best pricing ever.
I'm excited too because I can do a little early shopping on healthy hair, skin, and nails too. So that is available as an early selection. So remember, that is a pre-order, which is something, I don't know if Andrew's ever done that or not. Actually, remember, after today, Andrew's gone for basically 2 months. He's not back until the end of July. So if you want to get a little jump start on the Healthy Hair, Skin, and Nails Today special, many of you know he's famous for doing that in our July birthday month. Orders will actually ship the end of June, but you're welcome to do that as well. And of course, we are honoring that today's special price on the Healthy Hair, Skin, and Nails. A lot of you probably know, especially if you're a fan of Andrew Lessman, you know that is one of not only his largest or highest reviewed items, but also he is our lowest return rate. Thank you. See, the magic of television. Why can't I have people just hand me things at home? You know, seriously.
We're only going to speak about this very briefly.
Yes.
Because, well, what I did find out is Healthy Hair, Skin, and Nails, toward the end of July when I'm back, almost 2 months from now, it will be our Today Special.
Right.
We just wanted to give a little bit of a peek. It won't ship for 4 weeks.
Right.
But it will ship about a month before you would have gotten it for the Today Special. It'll ship, I think, June 28th instead of shipping toward the end of July. So it's an opportunity to get, as I said before, a special version. We're not clearing out old inventory. This is product that's actually being made as we speak. And will be shipped out in a couple of weeks.
Nice. All right. So you're welcome to grab yours. That 720 count size is a size that Andrew only does, of course, when it is a Today's Special. But I know we've got lots of things to do. Time always rolls along when Andrew's here. I know I get caught up in the information, but we're going to do something fun. We always love to see the marine collagen.
Well, marine collagen peptides went away for a year.
It did.
The reason why it went away for a year, in terms of quality marine collagen, there was a shortage. You could still get marine collagen, but it was marine collagen that I would never use in a product. As far as I'm concerned, there's only a couple of really good providers of marine collagen. Unfortunately, since the time I started offering marine collagen, the price has basically tripled. And so that didn't set well with me. A lot of companies love that because bigger price, bigger profit, bigger margins. I don't like to see a product that becomes so expensive that it becomes less affordable for everyone. So I set out to find an alternative. And what we found, for those of you who want our marine collagen and can afford it, we have our marine collagen available. Nice. It's just more expensive than it was in the past. But we now have our grass-fed, free-range collagen at a fraction of the price.
Neat.
It's less than half the price of less than half the price of the marine collagen, and it's less expensive than when we introduced marine collagen originally. And if you look at them from a molecular standpoint, they are virtually identical. And the grass-fed collagen has no funny taste or anything like that. Most people think it has even less of a taste. Neither the marine collagen or the grass-fed have much of a taste. But most folks say the grass-fed mixes even easier and has even less taste. So it's your choice. If you love the marine collagen, and it is an incredible ingredient, that there's the grass-fed that's every bit as good. And it just offers incredible savings. And what I've mentioned last night, if folks would like me to do so, maybe we'll do a version that's 2/3 grass-fed and 1/3 of the marine, and do a blended version. We'll do another option for you. As a manufacturer, we get to do those sorts of things. And then it's important to know, when we're talking about collagen, most of the typical products on the market, their dose is 1 or 2 or 2.5 grams. So when we talk about 240 servings, we're talking about 5 grams. Plus we add 500 milligrams of MSM. So we're talking about a product that's 5 times the potency, or double, or 2.5 times the potency of the typical version. So you have to do the math on serving size. If someone was talking about 1 gram, that 240 serving is literally multiplied by 5. That's 1,200 servings. So again, it's important to compare apples to apples, but the most important thing is you now have a choice, that you could get the marine collagen that you love, or you could save a great deal and give our free-range collagen a try.
I like that, and not for nothing, boy, free shipping on that, that's a huge supply. So I'll just show you the pricing breakdown on your 2 various choices, and like Andrew said, talk about an affordable opportunity. Now this is the new free range. I'm excited to try this, aren't you? 30, 60, 122, 40. Boy, oh boy. I mean, not only significant savings, but that is a big old jug, that 240 count. And then I'll just show you real quickly on the famous marine collagen that we are all super fans of here at HSN. Blends easily, mixes easily. I love this. I take this for my joints, but then of course you get great skin benefits as well. 30, 60, 122, 40. Holy moly. Again, on the marine collagen, again, with the addition of the MSM, significant savings to say the least. Free shipping, flex pay is available, 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. And just like all of Andrew's products, blends easily, easy on the stomach, easy to take.
It blends with anything.
It does.
Neither of these have an aftertaste. So you could put it in oatmeal, you could put it in a smoothie, not a problem. And I just put a couple of scoops in just some water, and you can see how easily it's going to mix. And on the left, this is our new free range, grass-fed collagen. And on the right, this is our marine collagen. So obviously, both of them go into solution immediately. And in a matter of moments, that glass will become clear. So what you're just seeing is the material distributing itself into solution. And what's unique about both of these collagen peptides is typically collagen is like the animal equivalent of fiber. It shouldn't be absorbable. But the way this collagen is processed, it's processed into the dipeptides, the tripeptides, that deliver not just the raw materials we need to maintain the most important protein in our body, but it also provides a signaling benefit, meaning that it stimulates the synthesis of collagen, which is something we want for both our skin and for our joints. Also, we want it for our vascular tissue, our blood vessels, our arteries and veins, our heart valves, So again, as you look at it, you can see the solution starting to clear there.
It's already clearing up.
And and neither one of them has really any kind of a taste to speak of.
I have to tell you, you should read the reviews. Do you know this is a 4.9 star customer pick rating on that?
We just introduced it briefly in April for a couple of minutes. So
wow.
So I think if you're trying it, you'll be thrilled. You're saving a great deal of money with the free range.
Yeah.
And you're also going to my eye, I've tried the free range now, and that's what I'm using, and I'm getting the same benefits.
Nice.
I'm getting the same benefits I was getting from Marine. So you could choose whichever you want. We give you the freedom of choice here, but it really was incumbent upon me to find an alternative, because I found it unacceptable that the price of our Marine collagen should almost double. The raw material almost tripled, and the price to you almost doubled. So I went out and found an alternative, and the alternative is great. And they're both fantastic products.
And obviously, too, if you're going to try a collagen product, you want to go to Andrew Lessman. I mean, it's kind of like the Wild West out there when it comes to.
Well, especially with the pricing going crazy on Marine collagen. The sourcing, I'm sure a lot of products that said they were Marine collagen weren't from the quality source that you would want, and they have horrible taste characteristics and solubility characteristics. So we wouldn't compromise the quality of our product. And for a year, one of our most important products for a year, I'm sure you noticed, it went away. It was available online, but we didn't talk about it on television for over a year, because it was unacceptable to me, no matter how much we sold of it previously, to offer a product that was inferior. So we just kept what inventory we had to satisfy your reorders. And finally, we found this free range after trial and error, a lot of error and not good trials, but finally we found one. And when you look at the absolute characteristics of it, when you look at its composition, you look at its molecular weight, the average particle, the average molecular weight of the dipeptides, tripeptides, and their composition, you can expect to get the same benefits between these two products.
I love it. I'm excited to try it. I really am, because I've been taking it for my joints, but there's also a side benefit for your skin as well. Remember, you just pick your size of choice. It's exciting. It's a great special. It's a special purchase price, as we always do in Andrew's here for the weekend. So free shipping and a 30-day return policy. You just choose, remember, the Marine collagen or the new free-range collagen peptides. Well, it's fun because I love these little variety segments, because we try to show you a wide section. Of course, time does not permit us to do all of Andrew's products, and that's why I always say go to hsn.com.
Sorry.
Are you doing your collagen hit? I like that. Got collagen? I mean, you do?
Collagen. I don't have a
collagen. You don't have a collagen mustache, do you?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I know we always learn so much when Andrew is here, but remember, you're always welcome to shop 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I feel, I shop whether you're here or not. And actually, you sell as many products whether you're here or not. I mean, and lowest return rate. I mean, highest customer reviews. And you're doing pricing this weekend in honor of our today's special.
Well, everything, because every time I'm here, every product we make goes on special pricing. So nothing is at its HSN price while I'm here. And the omega, I just wanted to mention the omega-3s, because we're talking about phytoceramides. And the second most important lipid-based molecule in terms of the radiance of our skin, the radiance of our hair, it's omega-3s. And certainly we know about their importance for our heart. We're learning about their importance for our brain and for our eyes, because the retina of our eye is principally a lipid-based structure. The brain is principally a lipid-based structure. By principally, I mean that 2/3 of the weight of the brain, the dry weight, if you eliminate water, 2/3 of it is omega-3 fats.
Right.
And of those 2/3, it's almost entirely DHA. And DHA is the most important of the omega-3 fats, without question, without a doubt. It's the most important in our eye as well. As highly concentrated as DHA is in the brain, it's even more highly concentrated in the retina of the eye. And that's another structure, like our brain, that as we age, we know it changes. And we know that function follows structure. We think about that with our bones, of course. The structure of our bones determines how well they function. The same with our brain, the same with our eyes. So DHA being the most important of the omega-3s, the American diet being defined by its deficiency in DHA, and then omega-3 supplements in America are defined by the fact that they focus on EPA, the other omega-3, and not DHA. So what we do is we flip it around. We create an omega-3 product that has to ignore the typical industrial standards. And we make an omega-3 product that focuses on DHA, because that's the most important. Also in its natural form, typical omega-3 products use a synthetic form. Even though it comes from fish oil, they modify it, and it comes in an ethyl ester, which is a synthetic form, which isn't as well absorbed, isn't as well tolerated. Ours is the natural triglyceride form. So it's a long list of things that make this product unique. It works perfectly hand in hand with phytoceramides, but what makes the product special in terms of its use, you will never have an upset stomach, you will never have a fishy aftertaste, ever. So it's a product that delivers, and it delivers affordably for the quality, for the fact that each capsule has 500 milligrams of omega-3s. That's about 50% more than the typical omega-3 capsule, and it's about half the size of that capsule. So it truly is unique.
Boy, and if you want to talk about a fish oil product that is unlike anything else you've ever taken, I mean, seriously, 4.7-star customer pick rating,
right?
Huge savings. I didn't get a chance to tell you this before I went on the air, but I originally started taking this for my stress. My doctor told me I should take. I know you find that shocking, quiet little delicate wallflower that I am, but I was also having significant problems with dry eye. And because you know, sometimes I forget how much something benefits me until I stop taking it for whatever reason. Holy
oh no, we
moly,
have
man.
At least dozens of reviews. Among the reviews, there's at least dozens of reviews that talk about dry eye.
Yes.
And there's all sorts of science that talks about dry eyes. And just as we talked about ceramides being the sheets, the way your body lays down sheets of ceramides as being how our body protects the vital moisture it possesses. That was about survival thousands of years ago. Today, it's really all about the beauty of our skin, a very straightforward sort of measure of the qualities that make our skin attractive. But when you're talking about omega-3s, omega-3s are part of other systems in our body, not just the structure of our eye, the retina of our eye, not just the structure of our brain, but also integral to lubricating systems in our body, also integral to the moisturization of our eyes. Because remember, our eyes, our tears are not just water. Our tears contain fats. It contains fatty acids, which gives them an even better lubricating effect. And omega-3s have been shown to improve that lubricating quality in our eyes. So there's, as I say with my products, the more you dig into the product or the ingredient, it's not as though you have to start worrying about side effects or issues or problems. The more you discover other benefits that you didn't contemplate at the outset. So all you do is get more excited the more you learn. And that's why I always say the most important quality for a healthy person to have is curiosity. Because if you're curious, then you start asking questions. If you're curious, hopefully the information I provide either answers questions or fuels more questions. Because the more you learn, and this is something that's an absolute given, the more informed we are, the more educated we are about our body and health, the healthier we are, the healthier we'll become, and the more we can act as a partner with our physician. And our physician would rather not just dictate to us. Our physician wants an active partner in your health and wellness. So hopefully what we do here is stimulate that curiosity and hopefully provides answers. And as I always say, the least important thing to get is my product. The most important thing to get is information, whether it's from me or anyone else, and that really fuels your good health.
All right, so here's the thing. By the way, thanks to my team, they're telling me I had lipstick on my teeth. Not you, Andrew, me.
No, yeah.
So, something you didn't have to worry about.
Well, if I have lipstick on my teeth, then it's a whole nother issue.
I was going to say, that's a whole nother show.
Otherwise, yes.
But at any rate, I will never be a day without this product. Remember, you do have special savings. No kidding. For me, stress, for mood, for my dry eyes. Remember, you can choose your 30, 60, 180, or 360. It is free shipping. Like Andrew said, special purchase pricing in honor of that visit, 30-day return policy. Wow, that is a big savings, isn't it?
It's the next best savings to our today special or monthly special. So it's a great opportunity to save on a product that's essential. Omega-3s are not optional. And the way we eat in America, supplementing them becomes not optional because we really don't get them from our diet. So either we need to shift our diet and make cold water fish a staple of our diet, and unfortunately then all the issues come up about the supply of fish, right, the heavy metals in fish and things like that. This is a product that we test ever since we've been making omega-3s, which is over 30 years. We've tested for heavy metals, for contaminants. Even when people used to say we were were a little bit obsessive about that. We were subsequently proved correct because it was an issue, that there are some companies that were being careless about their supplies. We're always careful about everything we put in every single product we make.
Absolutely. I know we've got so much to get to. And remember, there is an abbreviated look at our today's special at the end of next hour.
Yes.
So, because we're way ahead of projected or anticipated demand.
No, the today's special will for certain sell out this evening. Absolutely no doubt. The question is how late in the evening or how early in the evening, depending on your perspective.
Absolutely. Here's another product that I love. Certainly in the summer months, I think we become more acutely or keenly aware of, the abuse that our eyes take via sunlight. But frankly, our modern civilization requires more of our eyes than ever before. If you're like me, you're staring at a cell phone or a computer or a laptop or a tablet or some combination thereof all day long. For me, not only does this help with my night driving, if you do find that your eyes are just kind of tired, if they're kind of red, if they feel kind of strained, this is a wonderful natural tool to help you. As per usual, it is a runaway customer pick and favorite. It is a special weekend savings at $30, $60, $180, or $360. Boy, oh boy, again, big savings on a product that here's another one I will never, ever be without.
No,
seriously.
As far as the health of our eyes is concerned, lutein and zeaxanthin are the perfect partner with the DHA we just talked about. DHA, membranes in our body are typically lipid bilayers. They're principally fatty structures, lipid-based structures. And when it comes to the retina of our eye, almost exclusively DHA. But deposited in the DHA are critical pigments, and these pigments are defined as the optical pigments. These are the pigments that are part of the optical system, the visual system in our eye. And those pigments are lutein and zeaxanthin. And they have always defined our eye product long before anyone else looked at lutein and zeaxanthin as being important for an eye product. And then other companies adopted lutein, then other companies finally adopted zeaxanthin, but we've been doing it for decades. As long as those ingredients were available, we've been putting them into our eye formula. And it's something this time of year, we all talk about how important it is to wear sunglasses this time of year. Well, this time of year, it's critically important to give our body the internal sunglasses that lutein and zeaxanthin represent. And even I have scientific charts that refer to lutein and zeaxanthin in that way because they're sort of yellow pigments that, of course, our brain and body work perfectly. We don't get a yellow pigment when we view things. We don't have a yellow hue because our body corrects for all that. Our body expects to be using lutein and zeaxanthin to protect the eye and to provide sharper vision. So in the summer, lutein and zeaxanthin are not just about protecting our eye from the damage that the sun can do and the sun will do over the course of our lifetime, but also enhancing the quality and the sharpness of our vision. Then Shannon was just mentioning moments ago that also for night vision, there's probably hundreds of reviews here that talk about night vision and the improvement of night vision, that as we get older, the critical components that are necessary for that portion of our eye that's responsible for night vision to function well, we deplete those critical components, and our ultimate eye makes sure that those anthocyanins that are necessary for the regeneration of the visual purple portion of our retina, that we provide those. So whether it's sharpness of vision, whether it's long-term protection of vision from the environmental support, sort of assault that our eyes are expected to contend with. We open our eyes and light comes in. And one of the probably the most respected eye surgeons who now unfortunately has passed away, but developed so much of the technology back in the 50s and 60s when it comes to cataract surgery, when it comes to lens replacement surgery. But I asked him a question, so really when does cataract formation start to take place? And I expected an answer like 40s, 50s, 60s, and then it becomes more symptomatic, 50s, 60s, 70s, whatever it might be.
Sure.
And the answer he gave me was a great answer. He said, the moment we open our eyes as an infant, that's when it all starts. Because that's when light starts entering our eyes. And it's just over the course of our lifetime, doctors will notice changes in the lens, the clarity of the lens of our eye. But it isn't until middle age or later that it actually becomes symptomatic. It could be an obstacle to healthy vision that we actually go and have lens replacement surgery. Whenever I talk about this product, I always like to remind everyone that it's critically important that you regularly see your optometrist, your ophthalmologist, that you see someone who will take a look in your eye eye, and now the technology is so readily available to look at the health of your retina, to also check the pressure in your eye in terms of glaucoma. So that's my version of a public service announcement. You really need to do that. Even if you're super healthy, you feel great, it doesn't mean that there aren't changes going on in your eyes, that if you get them sooner, that and I've gotten so many thank you notes for talking about this, that don't go years without seeing your ophthalmologist, your optician, or your ophthalmologist, optometrist, or optician, whatever it might be, to get those pressure readings and look at your retina.
Well, and I'll tell you what, again, 4.6-star customer pick rating, and they read like love letters. You read some of those reviews, and I think we're all trying to hold our own with regard to the aging process, but review after review after review talks about things like their prescription has maintained. Now, again, we're always saying, see your optometrist, but if I can hold my own against Mother Nature, so be it. Even things, and I forget the technical name for it, Andrew, but when we do Facebook Live, I'm looking at a tablet, then I'm looking up at the screen, then I'm looking at something, and my eyes are adapting faster to that visual distance now?
Technically, that's called visual accommodation.
Okay.
And we struggle with visual accommodation as we get older anyhow.